And welcome to the Synapse NG with Dr.
Okay.
Akinola Otitoju, a program developed to spotlight diverse voices and foster collaborations. Here on the platform, we bring together brilliant minds from across the globe, scientists, innovators, and thought leaders to share insights that shape the future of research, technology, and policy, especially from an African perspective. On today's episode, we shall be spotlighting Dr. Emmanuel Olumoyiwa Oje. Emmanuel Olumoyiwa Oje is a climate-focused aquaculture biotechnologist with more than 13 years of experience in sustainable fisheries, selective breeding, and climate-smart food systems. He is a chief scientific officer at the National Biotechnology Research and Development Agency in Abuja, Nigeria. His work connects aquaculture, breeding, environmental monitoring, and machine learning for climate adaptation. He has managed national research programs, supervised grants, and supported policy development of climate-smart aquaculture. He also trains farmers, institutions, and regional partners on biotechnology and sustainable production practices. Dr. Oje holds a PhD in aquaculture and fisheries science from the Lilongwe University of Agriculture and Natural Resources in Malawi. He also holds a Master of Technology in Water Resources, Aquaculture, and Fisheries Technology from the Federal University of Technology, Minna, and work has been published in reputable journals. He is a recipient of several international honors, including the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, IPCC Award, supported by the Prince Albert II of Monaco Foundation, and UNEP, the DAG Scholarship, the ITEC Fellowship from Government of India, Aquafish World Bank, and the Australia Awards Fellowship. Dr. Oje continues to build research that links climate science, biotechnology, and aquaculture resilience from across sub-Saharan Africa. Today on the show, we'll be exploring his groundbreaking work and what it means for the future of aquaculture in a changing climate. Welcome to the show, Dr. Oje.
Yes, thank you very much, Dr. Otitoju. I'm honored to be on the show this morning.
It's snappy so that you can get back to your other activities for today. So talking about selective breeding, which is central to sustainable fish production, what breakthroughs or innovations in breeding programs do you believe can help African countries build more resilient aquaculture systems?
Selective breeding for robustness traits is very, very important or central to the innovation we are looking at in selective breeding programs. Then programs that combine growth performance with tolerance to heat, hypoxia, and emerging pathogens will deliver the most impact. Also, we look at genetic improvement fish and tilapia can also benefit from marker-assisted selection, which reduces the breeding cycles and improve accuracy. Then another important innovation is the on broodstocks, which are the parent stocks. It will give rise to what is called unhealthy offspring. Do advocate that it's good to get your broodstocks as the genetic improvement is good that they can give you facts and figures about where the broodstocks is coming from, the age, the parents, and all that. So getting your broodstock from a reputable farm will also play a very pivotal role in this case, so as to reduce the issue of inbreeding.
Okay, thank you, Doc. So the next question I would love you to quickly address is the gaps that you probably have observed among farmers when it comes to adopting climate-smart practices and how these gaps can be bridged, considering the fact that you have trained farmers and regional partners across Africa.
Okay, thank you so much for the question. I think over the years, states in Malawi, Kenya, Uganda, and all other parts of the eastern part. I think the biggest gap so far are the limited awareness of climate risk and poor access to reliable environmental data and low exposure to digital tools that support farm decisions. Okay, so many farmers still depend on traditional practices that do not respond well to climate variability. Bridging these gaps requires capacity building, extension programs that demonstrate climate smart technologies on farm, and partnership that provide farmers with low monitoring tools. Strengthening cooperatives and farmer groups can also improve technology uptake. I think that's what I can say for now, as far as that question is concerned.
That's wonderful, sir. Now, considering your extensive travels, all right, you have worked extensively with institutions in Australia, in India, in Germany, and many others. What key lessons from these global training experiences do you think can be adapted to strengthen, talking about Nigeria and Nigeria's aquaculture and blue economy space?
Okay, I think blue economy is just kickstarting in Nigeria, and I'm very happy to hear that we now have, I think, Ministry of Blue Economy or something.
Yes.
I think that's a very good one. So the three lessons stand out here in this context. First, countries with strong aquaculture sectors invest heavily in farmers training and standardized operating procedures. Secondly, they integrate science, policy, and industry. So innovations move quickly from research to practice. So, and then we look at environmental stewardship is also treated as part of production, not afterthoughts. So Nigeria can adopt these lessons by building a stronger research industry partnerships, expanding technical trainings, like expanding technical training centers, maybe across the geopolitical zones, or in the context of NAFDA, maybe they might make use of the bioresources centers. Okay, expanding technical training centers and embedding environmental monitoring into routine aquaculture operation. I think with this, we can be on the right track compared to the other countries that are visited and the way they practiced this global aquacultural experience in generally.
Thank you so much, sir. I think the current government, I read something yesterday in the news, I don't know how true it is, that the technical schools, that the students will now be given a grant of 22,500 naira monthly. And I think it will encourage many people to participate in, to enroll their wards in such institutions. And just like you also mentioned, the National Biotechnology Development Agency with their bioresource centers can actually be takeoff points for some of these initiatives that you have seen work in other climates. Thank you so much for your input, sir. So now your research also explores black soldier fly as a component of sustainable aquaculture nutrition. How realistic is large-scale adoption of these black soldier fly-based feeds for African fish farms, and what challenges need to be addressed?
Okay, thank you very much. I think in this context, my research did not focus on black soldier fly.
Okay.
But of course, I've gone through a series of trainings using black soldier fly as replacement or sustainable replacement for fish meal, okay, in feed formulation. But my work is not 100% solely on black soldier fly. Okay, so when we look at large adoption of black soldier fly based feed, it's, of course, it's very realistic, okay? Especially because the continent faces high feed costs and rising pressure on fish meat sources. And I can tell you for free that fish meat alone constitutes more than, or feed, let me say feed generally, constitute more than 60 to 70% of the entire cost of production, out of which fish meal on its own takes more than 50% of the total cost of feed production, which is very, very high. Okay, so when we look at black soldier fly larvae offer a local sustainable protein sources with good amino acid profile. Okay, but the main challenges are standardizing production system. Okay, ensuring consistent nutrient profile, because some will say, oh, it depends on species. When we look at the protein content that we have here in this black soldier fly is different from the ones, so we need to look at standardization. So the main challenge, like I said, are standardizing product system, ensuring consistent nutrient profile. So if I'm saying I have a black soldier fly from, let's say, Tanzania or Zanzibar, for example, the nutrient profile must be the same when you use your own from Nigeria. Also, it must be the same from another person using from, let's say, Kenya, Uganda, Botswana, and the like. So there must be consistency when it comes to nutritional profile of this black soldier fly. So like I said, the main challenges are standardizing production system, ensuring consistent nutrient profile, and developing regulatory framework that supports commercialization. And then after, then we can now talk about scaling. Scaling will also require farmer awareness and investment in decentralized black soldier fly processing unit. I think with that, it's achievable. And
The viewers will want to know about your take on genetically modified fish. So part of your work touches on public perception of genetically modified fish. How does public perception align or conflict with scientific evidence? And what do you think institutions can do to improve public trust in biotechnology?
Okay. He said, what can institutions do
to improve public trust in biotechnology?
Okay. Okay, yes. Let me respond by saying this. Actually, my work did not touch genetically modified stuff, but I was able to undergo some trainings in the area of nanotechnology, biotechnology, and how it affects what's general perception, of people regarding this. But one thing I would say is that, am I audible?
Yes, please. Yes.
Okay, fine. Okay. So what I'm trying to say here is that my work did not actually touch issue of genetically modified fish, but there was a survey just to create like a form of a public awareness on what biotechnology, genetically modified fish, what they were. So we're able to administer questionnaire just to, get first-class information from this selective group of people. So what I can say here is when we talk about public perception often conflict with scientific evidence. Okay, while research have shown that genetically improved fish can support food security, many people associate biotechnology with environmental or health risks. So institutions can improve trust by communicating evidence, okay, in a simple language. For example, in the case of Nigeria, we can have like a pamphlet in Hausa, Yoruba, Ibibio, in all, if possible, virtually the most important ones, okay? Then involving communities in decision-making, and adopting transparent regulatory procedure. So in doing this, it's like we are building the public trust, because public trust increases when people understand how biotechnology is assessed and why it is being used. So I think with this, I think we'll be able to gain public trust when it comes to issue of this genetically modified. Because I know a lot of debates, going on, is safe, it's not safe, it kills people, it's this and all that. So when we put all this in place, people can go through this, they will have a change of orientation about what genetically modified food is and how it's beneficial, to mankind in general.
All right, thank you so much, Doc. My next question will be as regards your contribution to national programs. And I mean, you have contributed to national programs and policy development on climate smart aquaculture. So my question is that in view of your contributions, what policy shift do you think are most urgently needed right now to protect Nigeria's aquatic ecosystem under increasing climate pressure?
Okay. Okay. So what I can say here, of course, I've not done much back home in Nigeria, but here in Malawi, I think Uganda and then some other places, I was able to contribute my own quota. So in the context of Nigeria, I think Nigeria needs policy that strengthen environmental monitoring, regulate the quality of agricultural inputs, and promote like climate resilient breeds of fish. Then there is also need for a stronger enforcement of effluent control and habitat restoration programs. Also, policy that supports climate risk insurance to farmers or for farmers and investment in early warning systems. We also help protect ecosystems. And then also integrating climate data into national fishery management plan is also a critical steps. So putting all this together, I think with this and what we've done so far in Malawi and Uganda, I think Nigeria too should be on the right path, putting all this together.
All right, Dr. Oge, thank you for your insight. You're a recipient of many international honors, including the IPCC supported award. In fact, you were the only one that was awarded in the 2023-2024 cohort, if I'm not mistaken, the only Nigerian. First of all, I want to say congratulations on that. So how have these recognitions shaped your perspective on the role of African scientists in global climate and food security conversations?
It's a very sound question. I think the only way I can respond is by saying, let me start by saying, of course, this recognition showed how important African scientists are in global climate work. Africa faces some of the most severe climate impacts. Of course, like what happened in Malawi I think 2 years back, when we had the issue of like Cyclone Freddy, it was so disastrous. So Africa faces some of these most severe climate impact. So scientists from the region bring direct experience and practical solutions that global platform needs. Okay, so and I remember I was in Monaco, I think last year December for the award ceremony. So we have other recipients, complaining basically from African countries. Of course, we have some from China and the likes. So, but the truth is, Africa faces some of these most severe climate impact. So scientists from this region bring direct experience and practical solution that global platform needs. So the award also reinforced the need for stronger collaboration across African institutions. One, to contribute more data, evidence-based, and innovation to global dialogues on food security. I think that's what I can say when it comes to this.
Okay, on a final note, I think we should wrap up now so that you can go back to your other schedules for the day. So, with over 13 years of research experience, what practical advice would you give young scientists and students that are interested in aquaculture biotechnology, especially those aiming to work on climate resilience?
Thank you so much, Doctor, for that question. Of course, young scientists should bring a strong foundation in biology. Very, very important. Very, very. In fact, at a point, I was asking myself, the reason why I didn't take all these courses so serious because me, I'm not really into. I believe in the practicals, what we can do, and how to achieve the result. So I think for me, young scientists issues such as data analysis. As you know, I'm into fisheries and aquaculture, but my experience in data of machine learning, data analysis in Python and R is even beyond my main course of study. So they should develop digital skills such as data analysis, environmental monitoring, and basic programming. Okay, they should also stay close to real farming system to understand practical challenges. Okay, then collaboration is also very important. Working with team across discipline leads to better solution. Okay, so they should also remain curious, read widely, and keep their work grounded in African climate and food security realities. Because whether we like it or not, the what is in now is this issue of climate change, and it's really eating, and that's why you see a lot of opportunities when it comes to climate change. Just like the one I shared with you. So they support doctoral students, postdoctoral level is in line with area of climate change, which is really very serious, and it's really attracting a lot. And with this, I think the sky is just the beginning. That's what I can say for now.
Wow, Dr. Oji, I must reiterate that the fact that for some of us who are not versed in aquaculture, we have been beneficiaries of your expertise in data analysis. I am one of your mentees. I remember last year when trained us, and let me use this opportunity to say thank you for that training. And I also want to recommend Dr. Oje, if you are looking for someone to train you in data analysis,
Okay.
he's your best bet. And I'm sure that he will soon be back in Nigeria.
Yes.
So the students,
Yes.
you can trust that he will be available to train as many people who are willing.
Definitely.
Yes.
Definitely.
Thank you, Dr. Oje,
Definitely.
for sharing your insights.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for the
Thank you
incredible
so
work.
much.
Thank you for the incredible work you continue to do
Thank
to
you so much.
strengthen climate smart aquaculture in Africa. Your dedication to research, I must
Thank you so
say,
much.
policy and farmer capacity building is inspiring. We are grateful to have had
Thank you so much, sir.
this conversation.
Thank you so much, Doc. I really appreciate your time.
So to our viewers, thank you
Thank
for
you so much.
joining us. If you learned something new today, please like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps us reach more people and spark more meaningful conversations. Until next time, this is Synapse NG, where we connect ideas, science, and society. Do stay curious. Bye for now.